My name is Anna. I come from Poland. I am 24 years old. Now I live in London. It is a big, busy city. It is exciting, but also very scary for me. I moved here 6 months ago. I wanted a better life. I wanted a good job. I wanted to speak English like a real Londoner. Before I came, I thought my English was okay. At school, I learned grammar. I could write simple sentences. I could understand some English songs. But speaking was very hard. In Poland, we only spoke English in class, 1 hour a week. No real practice, no real conversations. When I arrived in London, I realized the truth. Real English was fast. Real English was different. People spoke quickly. They used words I didn't know. They used slang. Many times I stood in the supermarket, confused. I tried to ask, "Where's the milk?" But the words got stuck. I felt small. I felt stupid. I started to feel afraid to talk. I said only hello and thank you. I smiled a lot, but I said little. One day, everything changed. I saw a job ad online. Receptionist needed. Office in central London. I thought, maybe I can do it. The tasks were simple: answering phones, greeting people, sending emails. I decided to try. I sent my CV. 2 days later, they called me. The lady spoke fast. I caught some words. Interview? Tomorrow, 10 o'clock. I said, yes, thank you, and wrote down the time. Then I panicked. Tomorrow. I was not ready. That night, I couldn't sleep. I practiced answers in my mind. I looked in the mirror and said, my name is Anna. I am happy to work here. The next morning, I wore my best clothes. Black pants, white shirt, small earrings. I checked my hair 3 times. When I arrived, the office was big and bright. Glass doors, shiny floors. The lady at the desk smiled at me. Please wait. They will call you soon. I sat down. My hands were shaking. My heart beat fast. I felt my throat go dry. Finally, a man called my name. Anna, come this way, please. I followed him into a small room. 2 people sat at a table, a man and a woman. They smiled. I tried to smile back. The man asked simple questions first. Where are you from? Why do you want this job? I answered. Short answers, safe answers. Then the woman asked, can you tell us about a time you solved a problem at work? My mind went blank. I knew I had stories. At my last job, I helped fix a mistake, but I couldn't find the words. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. My hands started shaking again. I felt my face turn red. I said, sorry. My English is not good. I looked down at my hands. They thanked me and said they would be in touch. I left the building quickly. Outside, the cold air hit my face. I wanted to cry. I wanted to run back to Poland. That night, I stayed in my small room. I looked out the window at the city lights. London was beautiful, but I felt lonely. I felt stupid. I felt like a small child. I thought, maybe I can't live here. Maybe English is too hard for me. But inside me, a small voice said, no. You came here for a reason. Don't give up. I opened my laptop. I typed, English speaking classes, London. I found many classes. Some were expensive. Some used heavy textbooks. I did not want more grammar. I needed speaking. I needed real practice. Finally, I found one ad. Speak English naturally. No textbooks. Small groups. Friendly teacher. It was close to my house. The price was good. I sent a message. The teacher replied quickly. Come tomorrow at 6 p.m. First class is free. The next evening, I went. The school was small. It was in an old building with red bricks. Inside, the classroom was bright and warm. There were 6 students already sitting. Different ages, different countries. Everyone looked nervous. The teacher walked in. Her name was Lisa. She was young and full of energy. She said, "Welcome. Here, mistakes are good." Everyone laughed a little. I smiled too. I felt a little less nervous. Lisa said, "We will not use textbooks. We will talk, listen, laugh, and learn." She gave us simple topics. Talk about your favorite food. Describe your best friend. At first, it was hard. I spoke slowly. I searched for words, but no one laughed at me. Everyone was trying. Everyone made mistakes. It felt safe. One student asked, "How can we speak better, faster?" Lisa smiled and said, "Try shadowing." She explained, "Shadowing is when you listen to English and speak at the same time. You don't have to be perfect, you just copy the sounds." Another student asked, "How do we remember new words?" Lisa said, "Read easy books that you like. Not boring books, fun books. Learn the words that you want to use." Her ideas were simple. They made sense to me. I felt hope growing inside me. That night, I tried shadowing. I chose a short video about baking cookies. I love baking. I played the video. At the same time, I spoke. At first, I felt silly. I missed words. My voice sounded strange. But I remembered Lisa's words. Mistakes are good. I laughed and kept going. I felt my mouth getting faster. I felt my ears opening. I did it every day. 10 minutes a day. Sometimes more. After 2 weeks, something strange happened. At the supermarket, a man asked me, "Hey, do you know where the coffee is?" Without thinking, I said, "Yes, it's on the next aisle, left side." He smiled and said, "Thanks." I stood there, shocked. I spoke English without fear. I almost danced in the aisle. I kept going to Lisa's class. Each week, we talked more. We played games. We told funny stories. We even had mistake competitions. Who could make the funniest mistake? One week, Lisa gave us a challenge. Go order food at a restaurant and have a short chat with the waiter. I was scared, but I said, "I will try." I went to a small cafe. The waiter smiled and said, "Hi there. What can I get for you?" I said, "I would like a coffee and a sandwich, please." Then I asked, "How is your day today?" The waiter laughed and said, "Busy, but good. Thanks for asking." We talked for 2 minutes. It was small, but for me, it was huge. I left the cafe with a big smile. I felt brave. One day, Lisa told me, "Anna, you are ready for another job interview." I wasn't sure, but I trusted her. She helped me practice. We did mock interviews in class. She taught me simple ways to answer questions. Short answers, clear ideas, smile, breathe. A week later, I applied for a receptionist job again. They called me for an interview. This time, I felt different. I was nervous, yes, but not frozen. Not scared like before. At the interview, they asked me, "Tell us about a problem you solved." I smiled. I took a breath. I said, "At my last job, a client was unhappy with a late delivery. I called them, listened carefully, and offered a new delivery time. They were happy again." Simple words, simple story, clear voice. They smiled back. I saw them writing notes. I felt proud. 3 days later, they sent me an email. "Congratulations, you got the job." Now I work at a small company. Every day, I speak English, with clients, with my boss, with my team. Sometimes I still make mistakes. Sometimes I forget a word. But now I laugh and keep going. I remember, mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are learning. I still practice shadowing. I still read easy books. I still think aloud when I walk home. Step by step, my English is growing. Step by step, my world is growing. If I can learn English, you can too. Don't be afraid. Don't give up. You're stronger than you think. And the next word you need is already waiting inside you.